Spirit Sports Consultants presents
NFL Divisional Playoffs, what we think is the best weekend of football of the year without question. Championship game Sunday may be the best day, but we love the divisional. And for the AFC, let's look at some great matchups here. I have my Texans going against the Ravens. Great year for the Texans. Ravens are the best team in the NFL. Chiefs and the Bills, a perennial playoff matchup. These teams seem to be evenly matched. You got the better team on the road. We think this is a great opportunity for the Bills, seeing how they've always had to play at Arrowhead. But what's the status for a lot of their injured players? It was really worrisome looking at what happened in the last Monday night's game. So let's start off with that game. Let's take a look at the Chiefs at the Bills. And again, as we stated, we think the better team is the Chiefs right now, the healthiest team. The numbers are actually favoring the Bills, but you have to look at relative strength and what they have on the field right now. You can't look at, for example, the earlier matchup. Bills got the victory at Arrowhead, very impressive, but they're not quite the same team since then, although Josh Allen has been playing at a great level. Let's look at the Chiefs first. One concern this year, their offense has been limited. Again, relatively speaking, they still have Patrick Mahomes. The receivers outside of Travis Kelce, not really there, but look at the defense. Second overall defense in the NFL. Top ranked defense still remaining in the playoffs. The Browns were number one. And look at their pass defense. They allow around 176 yards per game passing. Well, that's what Josh Allen does. Now, on the Bills side, the question to us is which Josh Allen shows up. Is it the guy that throws a lot of interceptions or the dynamic playmaker that can throw it, can run it, do all that? And then the big problem when you go up against the Patrick Mahomes offense, injuries to the secondary. Are these guys going to be able to play? Key cornerbacks, we're not sure about that. That's the one concern that we have, especially if we were a Bills fan. And then when you look at the line, this is a factor. Vegas might be telling us something. We look at the line, it's Buffalo minus 2.5, which is effectively a pick 'em line. That's basically a coin toss that Vegas really doesn't know who's going to win. So they set what we call a favorite friendly line at 2.5. If you look at how the lines are made, we have a subsequent video on that. Look, you take the scored and allowed numbers, combine them, and this should have given the Bills a line of about 4. We think that the odds makers are taking the injuries into account. But again, as we just stated, the pass defense numbers for the Chiefs phenomenal this year. When you got the cornerback Snead has been shutting down receivers. He just gave Tyreek Hill a clinic in the last game against the Dolphins, and that guy's pretty darn good. So for this, we think the Chiefs are going to pull off the upset. We like them here 24-21, even on the road. Looking at the odds, we see Buffalo, of course, favored by 2.5, as we just said. The totals number is 45.5. Not sure the weather. We'll check that to see if that could be an impact. We think the best play is here. Take the underdog Chiefs. Get that line up to 3.5 to cover the 3-point key number for that play. Texans at the Ravens, a match of the team that all of us here think is the best in the NFL. That's the Ravens against the quarterback that we also think is playing better than anybody else in the NFL. You can make the case for Jordan Love, but we think that's a little bit second half of the season. CJ Stroud has played well all year. I mean, starting from around the third game of the season when he finally got his footing in the NFL. So looking at the Texans, obviously we talked about CJ Stroud, not a typical rookie. The one thing we love about his game, lowest interception percentage in the league, not for rookies, for anybody. And is significantly lower even than Lamar Jackson, who doesn't have a high one either. We really like the defense also finally being healthy. We got the cornerback Derek Stingley, which would be a game changer. You got the safety Jalen Petrie. Then you've got Will Anderson Jr. has been a menace on the line. And then, of course, the Ravens. What can you say? They are the best team in the NFL. All things being equal, if this game plays out without any key turnovers, they should win this. Lamar Jackson is a true dual threat. We think he's done his best job passing that he's done his entire career. And, of course, the running threat is there. They lost Mark Andrews, so that kind of reduces a little bit of their offensive effectiveness. But we think altogether they're very balanced. And then, of course, on the defensive side, forget about it. Look at the average scored and allowed here. They allow 16 per game, the Ravens do. Texans, they allow 21. That number is a little bit front loaded. They've gotten a little bit better in the second half of the season, but we still think that rush offense that the Ravens present, you see 157 yards per game. And then the pass defense, 192. Not quite as good as the Chiefs, but right there, below 200. That's going to give CJ Stroud fits, we believe, especially on the road. For that reason, as Texans fans, we hate to pick it, have to be honest. And that reluctant honesty has us picking the Ravens here 24-17. Couple key turnovers, the Texans could take it. They're not that bad. They're better than other Texans teams that have made the playoffs. So looking at the lines here, Ravens -9 is what we see, up to 9.5. Totals number 43.5. We like the Ravens here. Get it off the 9, 8.5. We're also going to include this in a 7-point teaser and possibly part of the money line parlay we have with the 49ers and the Lions. Check out our other videos for that. And again, thanks for joining.
That's all for this time. Thank you for joining. Please subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to sharing our future videos with you.